Hello, welcome to the official Bruhcodes travel agency tour guide introduction video. Rolls right off the tongue. Europe is a well sought after holiday location for a number of reasons, like the Eiffel Tower, that one big building in London, football stadiums, the Triangle printing company for all European Nintendo games.
Well, now I just gotta visit.
Pack your culturally appropriate clothes and hold on to your wallet because we're going to Europe!
Do I have a say in the matter?
No. I've lived in the UK all my life, and despite the government deciding we should relocate the entire island away from Europe in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, we still receive European games. Funny how islands can just get up and move like that. It's a funny thing, being a UK resident and having the majority of online content I watch be created by North American gamers, seeing things like the ESRB ratings is so weird to me because over here in Europe, we're used to something a little different. Games in America are rated by the ESRB, this should be common knowledge for any Mortal Kombat player out there. But over here in Europe, we received our very own certification board. Meet the PEGI rating system, otherwise known as every child and parent's worst nightmare.
What do you mean World at War isn't suitable for my 4-year-old?
At the end of the day, PEGI is an age rating system. No getting around it, I tried. Everything sort of mirrors the ESRB ratings, just with an ever so slight alternation. Instead of general labels such as E for everyone, T for teen, EL for elderly, we receive more hard set labels. 3 is for everyone 3 and up, 7 is for everyone 7 and up. I'm yet to see an everyone 81 and up label. As a child, I remember playing Lego Batman on my grandma's Wii at a mere 6 years old and immediately bragging to my mum that I was too young to play the game but did it anyways. Now, did my mum care?
Yeah, that's great, honey. Can we talk about your diagnosis instead?
I mean, it was cool at the time, but it only created one cherished childhood memory for me. We can easily throw that out and forget about it. I feel like the ESRB ratings are easier to flub and lie about to your parents, the cashier, or your guilty consciousness about if you deserve to play the game or not. But with PEGI, no getting around it. If you're 11 years old playing a PEGI 12 game, then you're not sleeping well tonight. Super Smash Bros is rated PEGI 12. Do you really think this isn't suitable for a 10-year-old? It has Mario in it and no other sexually provocative characters. Give your 3-year-old the controller. So while PEGI may seem more set in stone than ESRB, if anything, they're even less effective. I don't know a single person my age that didn't play Call of Duty growing up. At the end of the day, kids were always going to get their hands on these games in some way or another. Birthday presents, unsuspecting grandparents, shady guys in the back of alleyways.
Psst, kid. Guns.
But things get even weirder when you get the cinemas involved. Meet the BBFC, or the British Board of Film Classification. Or the British Board of Call of Duty on PS3 classification. I wish I could tell you what caused this quirk, but the only reason I can think of would be that PEGI wasn't created before the 7th generation. But that clearly isn't true, because COD 4 got rated by PEGI. Did PEGI refuse to rate these ones or something? Why did they jump straight back in for Black Ops 2 and beyond? Oh, the man dying relatively peacefully on the table is too much for us, but sure, the man being burned to death in the opening cutscene is fine. And while we're looking at the spines of European covers,
I can't tell if the triangle's the most confusing part about this, or the Charlie Chaplin wannabe.
these are the Nintendo of Europe coloured triangles. This only really affects the distributors of the game. It just makes it easier to see which games need to go where. This copy of Mario Galaxy goes to the UK. This copy of Yoshi's Woolly World goes to all of Europe. This copy of Mario Party 10 goes where no one can see it anymore. This is probably the coolest part of gaming in Europe. Mainly because it doesn't affect much. Since these purple ones are made to be shared around Europe, you'll also likely get a bunch of different translations in the game, which is cool. If you speak Spanish, German, Italian or French. At least I can finally see what Mario's name is in Italian though. No way. There have been some interesting triangles released over the years too. Now I'm no triangle collector, my hobby is already stupid enough, I don't need to hunt for different shapes too. But a few have managed to slip through the cracks and find their way onto my shelves.
My copy of Mario Kart Double Dash has a turquoise triangle on the front, which I think means it should be sold in the Netherlands, but it also says not to be sold separately on the front, so I think I'm committing a crime by owning this. This copy of Lego Batman the video game has a lime green triangle, which I think means I played it before I was legally allowed to. It could also be the mark of the beast. I bought this copy of Mario Party DSUs and it came in this red triangle on the spine, which I think is only supposed to be used with first-party Nintendo games. Well, it's weird that they separate first and third-party games from each other. There's something weirder about this case. It's chunky.
Yeah. This is weird. So the DS is supposed to use these thinner black cases, which look quite nice in my opinion. They're the same width as regular DVD cases, which makes displaying them on the shelf next to home console games work really well. But then Europe said, screw it, make them wide. It looks like they just stretched out the image. Why did they do this? The only reason I can find online is that they may have wanted to fit a larger multi-language manual into the cases. But I still don't see how adding thickness to the case would help with that. It's paper. Just squish it down. And it's not like the DS is the only console to be included in these regional differences. Now granted, this isn't the whole size of the game case, you'd have to go to Japan Japan for that, but the GameCube got treated far differently in Europe compared to North America. When launching Player's Choice, Nintendo opted to include a yellow banner and yellow spine art to indicate that this game is discounted. Now, that on its own is ugly as shit, but I'm still jealous because over in Europe we got this! What the fuck? It wasn't enough to go for the spine art, you just had to go and change the entire case, and they kept the Player's Choice banner too, and the text is still yellow? This isn't just bad design, this is just straight up horrifying.
I needed to get that off of my chest. Europe is a weird place. It's definitely got its quirks, but you could argue these quirks create interesting pieces of gaming history. But I'm glad we have all of these changes except for you, because it makes this continent a cool part of gaming history. Yeah, we did change the name of Star Fox to Lilac Wars, and we're proud of it!
Our DS cases are too big to fit on our shelves, and we don't care! Maybe we care a little.
So if you excuse me, I've got a flight to catch. A flight to the country of Europe.
What did I do last night?